All right, it's 135 to P, Miami's new #1 for hip-hop, R&B, and The Breakfast Club. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother for life. I'm so excited. I am super-duper excited to introduce my brother, SHIFTA Timeless.
Papa Don. What's up, big bro?
What's good?
Yeah,
Listen,
you don't
SHIFTA,
know,
man.
Bless.
We've been friends for a very long time. Let's not even try to front and make this no corny interview where like, hey, SHIFTA, how you doing? Whatever. You my brother. We talk almost all the time.
Facts.
And I just want to say I'm like really proud, and I want to give you your gold roses of just your consistency. Just like, you made a decision, of being an artist a long time ago, and it takes me back to the first time when you came to the old studio when I had the reggae mix going on, and you were like, yo, how do I get on the radio?
Facts.
And that's when I first met you, and just to see like all these years later that you're still in the game, still putting out good music, and, taking your stuff seriously, I just want to salute you.
Thank you, my
You know
brother.
what I mean? And
I
give you your
appreciate it.
roses, man.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it, man. And like you said, this is more than friendship. We're family.
Exactly.
I look at you like a big brother.
Exactly.
You're one of the first people, you amongst Jazzy T that really took me in, when I was really just starting in the industry and really gave me that push and really, brought me on a different platform. It's one thing to be where I'm from down south, doing stuff at the Pan Yard or underground radio stations or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You were probably, if I had to think back, like the first mainstream real interviews. So, that to me at that time was huge.
And it's funny, I talk to other artists about you sometimes in other interviews because I talk about why that happened, because of the fact that you actually took your stuff so seriously. So many people want to be artists, and they want to be artists from their living room, or they want to be artists from their bedroom. They don't want to get out. They don't want to put in the work. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
So the fact that you were so hungry, you put in the work, really speaks to how you're able to open up doors for yourself,
Of course.
So let's take it back a little bit. Let's dial it back. First of all, for people who don't know, how'd you get the name SHIFTA?
A lot of people don't believe me, but to be honest, it's my real name.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ethiopian. My dad, gave me it. It actually has a big meaning behind it. It actually, it has a large history. People can look it up online. And, every time I tell people that, they're just like, I don't believe you.
Well, give them a little bit of the history. Let them understand it real quick.
Well, Shiftas is basically, in Ethiopia, you were called Shifta if you were a rebel back in the days. And they were called rebels because they were pretty much going against what the government believed in back then. And my uncle, my dad's older brother, was actually a Shifta. They eventually overpowered the government, and my uncle actually was the head of the armed forces for the last 30 plus years.
Wow.
Eventually. So kind of like, I think they got like the guerrillas in Colombia.
Yeah.
Something similar like that, but this was happening in Ethiopia a long time back. So you see the definition for it, they gave it was rebel, but in actuality, after a period of time, when they took over the power and became in charge, it kind of altered the way it was.
Yeah,
but I have
like a shift.
Yeah, I have people
so
to this
you
day.
are a shifter. Yeah.
That's still in Ethiopia. Like when I went there a few times, I told them my name, they're just looking at me. I had one lady put up the cross, like, oh my God. Like, it was intense. And I didn't really understand it too much, obviously, when I was younger. And then I kind of did some research to really understand like what it was about and, how that name was so impactful. Because people would say, there's no way your dad named you Shifta.
Right.
No way.
So your roots are Ethiopian, just so the people can know.
Yeah, my dad's Ethiopian and my mom's Jamaican.
That's what's
and
up.
I was born and raised right here in Miami.
That's what's up. But you seem to have captured both. Definitely know you as a Jamaican artist as well as, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you've captured both. And you've been to Ethiopia quite a few times as well.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people, I guess you could say the motherland, the homeland, Selassie, the whole, the whole thing behind it. So my dad moved to Jamaica actually when he was in high school through the war that was going on back there. Mm-hmm. And, back then I guess it was the whole transition with the whole Haile Selassie and the Rastafari. So, he kind of just went right into that culture. And
took advantage of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people also may not know, but your father is an artist and a producer, record label owner. You could talk about that as well.
Yeah, big up Daddy Frost, Piper Records. You know, my pop's the first person to ever bring Lady Saw in the studio. A lot of the old school legends, Reggie Stepper, General Degree, Buccaneer. He was one of the first people to record Beanie Man. So, I grew up in the music. I remember going from literally leaving elementary school and going right to the studio downtown.
I have to know how your parents met because your father is a shifter too. He's a rebel.
Yeah.
And your mom is like the sweetest lady on
Man,
earth.
I'm going to give you the short version. It's crazy because my dad's actually a little younger than my mom. And my mom and my dad's older sister were really good friends in school. So my dad was like the younger brother that like the whole high school was like, just give me a chance. Like, let me take you on a date. Let me do you know what I'm saying? Until like my mom said one day, after years and years, they finally, you know, they got older. They're in college now and they moved up to Miami, and you know, they just eventually from there, you know, went on a date and got together.
That's what's up, man. And they made a beautiful family.
But you're right. My mom and my dad are like hot and cold. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Pops being hot and mom being.
So we know now that, you know, your father had a lot of influence, you know, on your music and you being an artist. But what was it for you? What was like that moment that where you were like, you know what? I want to do this. I can do this, and I'm gonna do this. What was that moment?
Man, I used to play sound. I started as a selector, as a DJ, right here in Miami, Wickedness, and
they still around Wickedness? I know one of us is a
I'll be
photographer, videographer.
Yeah, they kind of divided and went on different sounds.
Then one went to Black Chinese.
Black Chinese, and then disco went on with Eccentrics and them. But you know, I was doing that for a few years during high school, and it was fun, it was cool. Mm-hmm. But I'll never forget this. One summer I went to Jamaica, and I'm there with my cousin, and we're at this they call them barbecue or fets or whatever. And this group comes on. They look the same age, look pretty much like me and my cousin, you know. And they get on stage, they start singing. I'm seeing everybody screaming and shouting and yelling. And I'm like, man, I don't really want to be the guy in the stage over there playing the music no more. Like, I want to actually try and venture and do something like that, you know. And that same day I went home, we started listening to beats, writing music. You know, the whole summer I kind of just, you know, evolved and kind of changed like my passion for playing the music to actually creating the music. And then I came back after the summertime. I think I was a senior that year, and it was a group of us. We went by Frost Crew back then.
Yes.
And then
what's that?
Yeah, Frost Crew. And yeah, you know, it was just I was like, yo, we gotta get the studio, write some lyrics, it was just a vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was all fun, you know.
You and all your friends vibing.
Exactly. I think it was like 4 of us in the beginning, then it was 3, yeah.
Gotcha. So you remember what was the first song that you recorded?
The first song I actually flipped. Back then it was War 21. I had the song "That One and the Blood Steed."
Yeah,
and I flipped that and that's to more of a sexy vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of took their melody, their flow, and just remixed it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you were kind of. I remember when I first met you, you were kind of known for like flipping songs and giving it like really taking like hip hop songs and then flipping it. I know you had the joint with the Kanji shop and you made it into Ganja shop.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then I think that helped with your. You know, you want to talk about that period?
No, absolutely. Well, of course, you know, growing up and being here in Miami and going back and forth between Jamaica, I was always around a lot of, you know, diverse music. So hip hop, R&B, and then go to Jamaica for the summer, a lot of reggae, roots, you know, dancehall.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what I started doing was basically taking the popular hip hop beats and just doing my twist to it, you know. And obviously I was doing dancehall rhythms to it at the time, but it was actually the Ja Rule, the New York record.
Oh yeah,
I'm from New York.
That's right.
Yeah, I took it.
That was before Candy Shop.
That was the first one.
That's
yeah.
right.
And I took that one and I said, I got a Guinness and a great spliff. We're from Jamaica. And I think you were there. We was at Oxygen and you played it.
Yes.
And Jazzy was spinning that night and Jazzy was like, yo, next month, Renaissance, my boss, that song. It's like, all right, cool. You know,
right.
That's the first time we ever played in the club, so I didn't, you know. And then never forget it. That summer we was down there. Fresh Timeless, shout out in the building, of course, was with me. And Jazzy made a big scene about it.
It's so crazy. Now, I was trying to remember because I had I had seen Fresh, but I couldn't remember where I've seen Fresh before, but that's what it was. It was at Renaissance Anniversary.
Yeah.
They had it over by the water, by the river, by Brickell.
That was
you know what I'm saying? They had like a club over there. And I remember, because I remember something happened that night too. But
Unruly Indian.
Yes. You know what I mean? So now I remember, because I thought the first time that I saw him was Oxygen. Something happened that night too.
Oh, no,
I'm sorry, Fresh. I'm keeping it light, though. But it was actually the Renaissance thing, because I remember that night vividly now that you said that. And I remember Jazzy playing the song.
Yeah.
That is amazing, man. That is amazing. Well, listen, you know, I did this deliberately because I want sometimes even just for us to have the record of all the accomplishments, where we came from, all that you've done, your history, because I find a lot of time, you know what I mean? people will more buy into like understanding that you're Ethiopian, understanding all the things you've been through, the journeys, you know, like, oh snap, he went to that school too. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's good for us to talk about our past, although we try to just keep things pushing, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, absolutely.
So I hope you didn't mind me, you know, diving into that, because it makes it seem like I don't know you, but I did that